Well, hello out there in YouTube, and welcome back. My name's Greg. This is the channel Greg's Mowers and More. And if you've been with the channel for a while, this old truck looks pretty familiar to you. It's a 1962 Corvair rampside. Um, I was working on this for my Uncle Larry a few years ago, trying to get it running, and he wanted to sell it. Unfortunately, he's no longer here. Most of you already know that. So he left it to me, and I've been slowly accumulating stuff that it needs over the last few months here, trying to get stuff ready to go to get it going. We have had it running before. Probably going to see if we can't get it to kick off, because I think it's been 2 or 3 years since the last time I had it running. I don't know how far I'm going to get today. I only got a couple of hours to mess with this, so we'll try to do that. It still needs brake work. I gotta assess the fuel tank on it, see if it's worth using, try to suck crap out of it, see what's going on in there. But I've realized I haven't really given you guys a walk around of this thing. You don't even really know what the whole truck looks like. You've seen the back half, and you've seen the engine running. That's about it. So I figured I'd start with giving you guys a little walk around and show you the truck. So anyway, it is a 1962 Corvair rampside. They are very rare vehicles. I think I looked it up one time. They made like 12 or 1600 of them. This one is extremely solid. It has been kept in this garage for a long time. My uncle bought it off of Country Classic Cars in Staunton, Illinois. And it came out of Kentucky. It had Kentucky antique plates on it when he bought it. And we drug it up here. Him and his daughter had planned on making this a father-daughter project, and it got kind of stalled. When I took over, both the carburetors that are on this engine were in a cardboard box, torn apart in pieces, and they were full of mud dauber nests and everything else. So there's a lot of unknowns here on this truck, but it is complete. I've had it running. The tires have deteriorated on it to the point where they will not hold air. But it did have, there's one of them right there, it did have unilugs on it with the, I think they call them baby moons or chrome recess or whatever. But he bought all kinds of, a whole brake line kit, wheel cylinders, everything off of Clark's Corvair parts. So there's still some lines there. I've pretty much got the front whipped. But that side there is the ramp that folds down, so you could load a motorcycle in here or a spool of wire. Electricians love that. We got real bird droppings and real barn dust, none of that fake stuff on this thing. Here's the inside. The mice have been in here pretty good. It's got a pretty cool little pistol grip shifter on it. There's the dash cluster there. Man, my stomach's messed up. Sorry for that fart, guys, but pretty cool old truck, you know. Pretty neat. Extremely solid. Cool badges. There's, you can still see the new hardware on there. Some of that stuff's rusted up since the last time I was here, but you know, got these short little mirrors on here. Like I said, we got all the real barn dust, bird crap, you know. It's got the little chrome havies over the headlights, which is kind of cool. What's that say there? Bob Taylor. I'm not sure who Bob Taylor was, but I'm guessing he's the guy that pinstriped this thing, because it's got some pretty cool pinstripe on it. But yeah, I mean, not really anything wrong with the body on it. Well, there's a little bit there, I guess, starting to come through. There's a little bit of rust, but as bad as these things normally rust, this thing's in real good shape for the year. There's that ramp side, like I was saying. Pretty cool. Pretty neat old truck. You're probably going to ask me, well, what are you going to do with it? well, my plan is same thing Uncle Larry's plan was. I'm gonna get it running, and then I'm probably gonna sell it. It's cool, but it's not me. I'm not a corvair guy. I don't know a whole lot about corvairs, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of winging it. So yeah. So I mean, we got the tailgate down, the motor covers open. Everything's still pretty much. I mean, my aunt's been out here cleaning out some of the stuff, so you can actually walk and move around in here. But for the most part, it's exactly where it was the last time I touched it. So I'm gonna shut you guys off, get some of this stuff cleaned off of here, and we'll get moving. I don't know how good you guys are gonna be able to see under here. I don't really have any light, but I'm trying to show you the floor pans and all this stuff under here. I think this is a heat duct. It's actually plastic, but you can see it was actually rhino lined and stuff. Very, very solid under here. There's a gas tank. Actually sounds empty. We might get lucky there. Good news. I gotta get the master cylinder put back on it yet though. I need to bench bleed it. And then there's another line here because this kit converts it over to a dual port master cylinder instead of just a single pot. So anyway, pretty cool. All right, well, I've been kind of working on getting a temporary fuel system rigged up here. I just want to make sure this engine's still going to run, that it hasn't gotten stuck from mouse urine or anything of that sort. So I put a brand new clicky clack on it, and then I tried putting the battery down, the hole down where it goes, and the positive cable's been cut back too short. I'm gonna go ahead and hook the battery up and just let it sit a minute, and we're gonna run a fire test, because you know, with all the mice out here, you don't know if they've eaten wires, shorted something together. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook the positive up, and we're gonna see if anything happens. I guess I should make sure it's in neutral first, because you never can tell with these old cars. She might try to take off on us or something. That feels like neutral. Alright, so let's try our smoke test here, see what happens. Hopefully the Lord will bless us with victory and not fire. Alright. Don't see anything happening. Seems to be all right. All right. I'm gonna turn the key on, see if we got any dash lights. Seems like we got a whole lot of nothing. Okay, so why is that? We got a bad ground, bad connection. What's the deal? What's the story? Did our battery die overnight? Our brand new battery? Let's see if our Most Plus clicky clack will run off of the battery. Cheap eBay 12-volt electric fuel pump. Huh. I'm kind of thinking we might have a, oh, well, I got them hooked up backwards for one thing. All right, well, priming bowls, that's cool. I heard it priming bowls. Question is, why do we not have power? Or dash lights or anything? Yeah. We got absolutely zero power up here. Last time we had power. Headlight switch control pointing out on the dash. Okay, we have absolutely zero power into the cab of this truck. And I do not know why. Of course, the wiring on this thing is a freaking nightmare. Well, that might have something to do with it. That ground right there, just dangling. Okay, let me play around with this a little more and see if we can't get some power going here. All right, so apparently that ground wire somehow became disconnected from the ground wire on the truck, because now that I've ran a set of jumper cables across it, now we have a light on the dash, temperature, pressure, one of the two. Headlight switch is screwed up. Let's see if it actually cranks. Yes, it does. Okay. All right, cool. All right, I've had a little bit of this two-stroke small engine 40 to 50 rolling around the bed of my truck for a while. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of this down the carburetors here, and hopefully she'll light off for us. This will help lubricate those cylinders since it's been a minute. Okay, hook up our clicky clack here again. See if it's gonna run. Here goes nothing. Blowing mouse nest out the tailpipe again. I can't believe it lit off that easy. Uh-oh. Why'd she shut off? What's going on here? Cold-blooded? Come on, girl. You want to run for longer than that, don't you? starting to clear up. Take long to run out of gas, did it? I'll be danged. Well, that's good. It's good that it ran. I think maybe the next thing probably ought to assess is what's in the fuel tank. So let's dive into that, shall we? All right, here's our fuel cap. I mean, it doesn't look too bad in there. Some spider webs and some things. I'm gonna get down here and try and give her the old sniff test. It smells kind of varnishy. Not too awful bad. I think I'm gonna put a gallon or two in there maybe. And we'll try and use that clicky clack to suck out the tube back there and see if anything comes out. See what it looks like. So this has to be the fuel line that comes out of the tank right here. I'm gonna hook our clicky clack up to that. So somebody's unhooked all this. Somebody took that hose from there, between there and this fuel pump, and they probably had it hooked to a boat tank or something right here. I've currently got the clicky clack hooked up to this T right here that I think my uncle put in. I don't really know. This fuel system's kind of a hodgepodge, but she's really not that bad. So I'm gonna unhook it here, see if I can't get it over that fuel line, and then I'll try to suck it back out. I found my aunt's been trying to give me these gas cans. They've been out here since around the time my uncle passed away, and that one's got some gallons of gas in it that they're not bad. I mean, I wouldn't try, I'd try to run on it, but that's not the point of this. The point is to see if the tank's full of rust and varnish and see if we can actually get anything out of it. So let me go ahead and get this rigged up and then we'll see what happens. All right, now that I have successfully managed to dump gasoline all over all of the engine, and create a huge fire hazard by putting our rigged speaker wires attached to our Most Plus More Gooder fuel pump. I'm gonna go dump some fuel in the tank on this and we're gonna see what we get. Hopefully it'll be a great success. I guess I ought to try to find a funnel or something. I don't know if there is one out here or not. I see one over there. I'm gonna go grab it. Yes, behold the genius. Is there anything in this can right there? There is. Clean out the funnel cleaning. All right, we've cleaned out the funnel. We can throw some fuel in here, see what happens. Alrighty. Well, that's not going to work very good, is it? Okay. Stinks. Alright, well, I'm just going to try it anyway. Oh, geez, we're dumping it all over the place. Not ideal. Okay, let me see if I can't find a little bit better of a funnel. around here someplace, because that's not going to work too good. All right, well, I wasn't able to find a better funnel, so I guess my gas can's a little better for this job. I'm going to try and put some gallons of good gas in there. I kind of hate to do that, but that's what it's going to be, I guess. Kind of limited on the resources out here. Maybe it'll work in our favor. I don't know. Kind of a wonky fill deal there, huh? This must be like one of those Great Britain filler necks. Must be how they do it over there across the pond there, eh, Simon? He's taking fuel. I don't hear it, I don't hear it leaking on the ground or anything. So I guess that's good. Just hate to waste this expensive petrol we have here in the United States, especially here in Illinois. Paid almost $4 a gallon for this stuff. I feel like I heard something leaking, but I think it was just drizzling on the ground, maybe out of the can there. Let's move over to the truck real quick though. Oh man. Really? Is that really happening? Okay, well that sucks. I don't know what's going on there, but there is some leaking going on under the truck. It's a solid drip under there. So that's discouraging. I don't know if it's the filler neck. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not cool. I still think I'm going to try and see if I can't suck some of that out. Hopefully we don't blow up when we touch this to the battery. See if it pulls anything. I'll about bet you there's a seal degraded in that thing. It's trying to pull something. Don't look that great, but it don't look that bad either. Alright. Well, we're gonna have to run an auxiliary tank on it anyway, so I guess I'll move on to the next thing. Well, at this point, it's kind of got me trying to think about my options here. As you guys know, I'm not much for having a lot of time or a lot of money. So I guess I'm just trying to figure out how much I want to go on this, because this thing is out here at my aunt's house. And I mean, it's been sitting in here for a long time. I am sure she would like to have it out of here. And it's just really not something that is near and dear to me. It belonged to my Uncle Larry, yeah, but he wasn't even really all that super fond of it. He did it because, I think he did it because his daughter thought it would be fun and they would take it to car shows and stuff like that. And yeah, Uncle Larry loved corvairs. He was a fan of corvairs, but I don't know. I'm starting to think this might be one of those that you just get her good enough. Maybe get some front brakes working on it. get an auxiliary, boat, maybe metal fuel tank in the bed, get her running, get her to where she moves around the yard a little bit, and then the next guy can come in and make it his own. It's kind of the way I'm leaning right now, because I've already got quite a bit of money and quite a bit of time wrapped up in this thing, and I hate to be like that, but you kind of got to do that. And I know it's a rare truck, and I know there's going to be some of you guys out there that are going to be hollering at me, do it right, do it right. Well, I kind of agree with David Freiberger and some of them other guys. Don't get it right, just get it running. We got it running, which was half the battle already. And to be honest, to really be running, it needs even more work that I'm going to have to put into this thing. It's going to need new cables put on it for the battery. It's going to need a fuel system fixed up on it. It's going to need air cleaners yet. It's probably going to need a belt. I don't even know if it's charging. So that could be a voltage regulator. That could be a generator. That could, you get into these old cars and trucks and stuff just starts to snowball, especially when they've been sitting for years and years and years. I mean, my uncle, I dragged this thing home for my uncle. I think it was 2014. And it had sat and sat and sat before that. So, I mean, this thing, in all honesty, has probably been sitting up for the better part of 20, 25 years. So, that's a long time for something to be sitting up. That air-cooled engine back there, I don't know a whole lot about them. There's a good chance that it's going to start leaking profusely if you run it long enough, because I guarantee you the seals in that engine are harder than Bob Barker's bones. So, I think maybe the next thing I ought to do is try to get the master cylinder bled out, put on it. Try to figure out, maybe I can just block off the rear line, because I know it's broke off under there. And see if we can't get some front brakes on this thing. See if we can't get it. I got some tires for it. They're not the greatest thing in the world, but they're way better than what was on it. I wound up getting some S10 rims and tires off another guy that had them on a Corvair he was working on for a long time, so I know they'll fit. I got them for $20 for the set of 4, so I can't argue that. They hold air and they're round and they're black. So I'm going to keep plugging away here. We'll see what we get. Alright, so I took a little bit of time. I got the new master cylinder. Went ahead and bent up a couple 1/4-inch lines. Some new fittings. Put a block off fitting in that one. And we're going to bench bleed this. Make sure it's alright. Kind of having some, just going to be honest, I'm having some emotions being out here again. No, I can still see my uncle working on this workbench. Still see him, still hear him, and kind of, anyway, let's keep going. All right, I found a couple things of .3 brake fluid. I'm gonna try to use that. Oop, overfilled it. All right. Let me see here. That will probably work good, won't it? Yeah. All right, let me get you guys up here a little better. Maybe if I can. I don't know how well this is going to work. There's a lot of stuff in the way. But basically what you want to do here, I'll try to hold you, but you want to push in on the push rod here. And you're just trying to get all the air bubbles out, and it's going to go ahead and suck it down quite a bit there. So we need to add a little more fluid. This is going to get real hokey here, trying to hold you guys and do stuff. Sorry for all this. It's just one big mess at this point. Day's not going how I thought it was going to go, but such is life. You guys know that. I've been around here for long enough. You kind of get the point. All right. We're up at the top there. We're just going to keep doing that until we feel some resistance. And all those air bubbles go away. Just pulling the fluid down again. And we're just going to keep adding fluid a little bit at a time. We don't want it to get to the point where it's sucking air in those lines, because that would just defeat the purpose. Point is, we're trying to get all the air out. And we may be at that point. Sure seems that way. Yeah, it's just filling up now. I'm not seeing any bubbles. Here, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Sorry for jostling y'all around everywhere, but all right. So you can see when I push in, fluid comes up. Not really getting any bubbles out of it. And it sucks it down. One bench bled master cylinder, ready to go on the truck. All right, well, I got under there, put the master cylinder on, and realized I needed, since there's only one line that runs the front, one line that runs the rear, I had to make a couple of block offs. And I didn't find any more pipe plugs out here, but I did buy some brake line off of eBay. Real cheap, easy bend. I think it's nickel stuff. So this is probably the best hackery you're ever going to see. Right there, she's folded over 3 times and hammered shut. I used the old Uncle Larry vise to do that. So I'm going to install these for now, and we're going to see if we can't get some front brakes out of this. And oh, I wanted to show you guys a couple of very interesting things here. Let me bring you underneath the car with me. So anyway, if this video never gets uploaded, I guess maybe you'll know why. Uncle Larry, his eyesight wasn't very good, and apparently I just didn't pay close attention last time I was under this thing, so that's not very safe. I am literally surprised this thing has been sitting on that jack stand all these years and has not came off of it. So yeah, I mean, he got this side pretty good. That side not so much. And then I was rolling around under here, and I'm like, wow, look at the size of that raccoon turd. I mean, what kind of working conditions could you ask for? This is awesomeness. All right, I got the master cylinder in, lines hooked up, plugged lines on. Just trying to bleed out these front brakes real quick. Been at it for a little while now. I'm starting to get some fluid out of them, at least this side. So, good thing is the brake pedal linkage is so stiff it sticks to the floor. So what I'm doing is I'm opening the bleeder, running over there, shoving it at the floor, coming back, shutting the bleeder, going over there, pulling the brake pedal up. You know, when you're a guy by yourself and you don't want to subject anybody else to the mouse poop, this is how you get it done. Let me know if you guys see any fluid leaking over there. Oh yeah, we got some fluid flowing now. That's good. That's good. All right.
should actually have some brakes. Oh. Okay, cool. Pedal up. Top off master cylinder. Go. Alright. I'm gonna move over. Do the same thing on the other side. And then hopefully we'll have some front brakes. Alright, well, I just checked it and we got a pedal, so I'm gonna try to do the best I can. I don't have any power out here. I'm gonna try to clean these drums up a little bit, knock some of the rust off on them with a wire brush. At least as best I can. It's not gonna be very good. It's making a lot of noise because I got all kinds of crap everywhere, as per usual. Yeah, all I could find out here was this wire brush. Didn't think to bring a drill. Probably should have. But we'll get some of the big chunks of crap out of here. Spray them out with a little brake cleaner. Put them on and adjust them, and then we'll slide our S10 rims on the front there. See how they got that big spring around there for vibration. Vibration dampening. By golly, this thing might just run and stop. Maybe. Can't say I'm looking forward to being in the interior of that mouse. But we'll see if we get that far today. If not, that'll be on the next video. I'm gonna have to quit soon. Go home and spend some time with my wife. Her and I have some things to do today. That's not great. Better than it was. Alright, I'll brake clean those up and get those thrown on. I think these wheels and tires might be a bit big. Well, the tires, not the wheels. The wheels seem to fit okay. So far, anyway. A little concerned about back there, though. And up here, she's going to be pretty tight. And this is the smaller. This is a 205 7515, which according to the interwebs should clear. Well, it should let it be enough to go forwards and backwards. At least let us know if we got gears anyway. Tell you what, this little mat my wife got me, lifesaver on the kneecaps. Yeah, these old tires ain't much, but for 20 bucks on a set of rims that actually fit the bolt pattern somewhat, saved me a lot of money. I'm just being honest, because I kept looking at putting a new set of tires on it, I'm like, you know, I don't even know if the clutch is gonna work or the trans is any good. So these popped up on Marketplace. I went and got them, and it was actually another guy think I might have said this already, but it was actually another guy. He was a corvair guy too. And he used them for rolling. He had one of them corvair convertibles. He used it for rolling his around, I think, while he worked on it. I don't think they're perfect, but they're good enough for what we're doing. Had to lubricate the lug nuts and the studs with some PB. They're pretty crusty. Pretty crusty. But they're black, they hold air in their round, so, you know, can't really complain too much about that. I think the hub center might be a little bit off. Or we're just fighting rust. Not quite sure yet. At any rate, we're a long ways from hitting the road anyway. Okay. Round black holds air and spins. That's about all we can hope for at this point. Good deal. Alright, it's about time to set the front end down. Kind of acting like it wants to slip off from under there. Please don't fall on me. Huh. That's interesting. That should have worked. Maybe go over a little bit. Man, there's not a lot of good jacking points under here. Not at all. Gas tank's still leaking. Interesting. Come on, old girl, you gotta come off these jack stands. Been on them long enough. Extreme jack stand removal. Alright, she's coming down on her own 2 feet for the first time in a long time. Alright. We did it. Front's down. Now we gotta get the back. If I can get my jack out. My goodness, that was extreme. Getting those jack stands out. All right, see if we can find somewhere to jack the back up at now. I'm learning infinitely more about corvairs as this thing goes on. If your tires stay the shape they are when they're flat, when you lift the car up. It's been a long time, but I thought it was pretty cool looking under here. Just how this thing works. It was like a 2 or 3 stage process to get this thing lifted up. I had to lift it up back here first because I couldn't get up there. But there's like a transaxle that I got my jack under, and then I thought it was pretty cool how it's got the valve covers out the side right there. Those are pretty neat. And if you look in here, it's got these little flappers that open up that let air into your cylinder heads, your air-cooled cylinder heads. So that's pretty cool. This thing's actually pretty darn neat. It also looks like it's an oil leaking pig, which I have heard so much that these are oil leaking pigs. So, but hey, there's that antique Kentucky license plate. And some more cool pinstriping by whoever that guy was on the front there, Bob. I think his name was. I'm gonna have to look him up, see if he's somebody famous. But yes, pretty glorious. I'm gonna try to get these back wheels off and see if we can't get our S10 wheels on. Maybe we can see if this will move, but you can see all the stuff under here and how long it's been sitting here. It's just crazy. Like a time capsule. Exhaust looks good though. Oh. 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 There's one side broke loose. Ring around the corvair. It's always a good time. Oh, man. Whew. Oh. The drums were froze when I started. Oh, man. That was crazy. Ugh. They're pretty stuck. These old tires been on here a long time. That one moved pretty easy. Dang. That one not bad either. We might have these broke loose already. We do. All right, jack it back up and we'll get them off. Man, she's coming right off. Shocking. That's crazy. Now, the next question is, do I got enough clearance to get this thing on? That drum is probably still stuck, huh? I'm gonna have to do something about that drum. My stuff under here. Where's my PV at? Alright, see if I can get that drum knocked loose. Alright, well, I wasn't successful getting the other side drum to break loose. But I put the tire on it. I put the tire on this side. And maybe if I get it running, it's got a clutch. Maybe I can get it to break that drum loose, we'll see. If it moves a couple of inches, I'd say that's a victory to me. 'Cause that's more than it's moved in a long, long time. There's more of this stuff out of here that we don't need to run over. Alright. Now this drum did move. Somewhat. But we'll go ahead and, not what I was after. I think we'll go ahead and beat on it a little bit too. Just for good measure. Beat it like it owes us money. Dirt on this man. Whole pattern goes on. The centers are not quite right on this. Just set them wherever, Randy. Thank you. Tell you what, got a lot further today than I thought I was going to. I didn't know we were going to get any kind of brakes on it or anything. We got brakes, we got it fired up. Can't complain about that at all. Got wheels and tires. Let's drop her down. Hopefully my jack will come out without having to do it in a two-stage process here. It's on the ground. Back end don't look quite right at all. Pretty sure those aren't supposed to be cambered out like that.
How's that?
Sitting as long as it has, or
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But yeah, they're kicked way out.
Oh, yeah. Tires last about a week.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Weird car. Neat, but weird. Yeah, this one's towed out a little bit. Not near as bad as that side is.
Because it was sitting, huh?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because of that or if there's something underneath there wrong, but I didn't see anything obvious. All right, got it on the ground. Got our fuel system rigged back up. We're gonna see if this thing will move for the first time in the Lord knows how long. See what it'll do, what it won't. All right, let's prime up our fuel system here. Quickie clack is running. See if it'll start first. By golly, she did it. Oh man. Yes, sir. I don't know why it's not idling down though. Looky there. How awesome is that? We got it running. By golly. I think I'm going to clean this mess up and then I'll try to get it back in. Might have quit. But hey, how great is that? That tire tucked back up too. Must have just been that suspension hanging. Yeah, our fuel pump quit clicking. Yep. That's all right though. Whew. Man. I'm gonna go shut the key off and then we'll do the outro. I've just been kind of standing here reflecting on this, and having some mixed emotions. I'm not gonna lie. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy, I'm over the moon because this thing actually came back to life. Don't get me wrong, it's got a long way to go, but it is a moving car that runs, pulls under its own power. I just wish Uncle Larry would have been here to see it. And that's the part that I'm having trouble on right now. So sorry guys, just having a little bit of emotions that I didn't think was going to hit me like it's hitting me. Yeah, I did it. It runs, it moves, it stops even. It's got good brakes on the front. Transmission works in first and reverse. Unreal. Just unreal. So I'm not sure what to do next because that fuel tank's leaking and it's leaking up somewhere up top. It's probably leaking around the sending unit or the fill hose or something. And from what I've read online, you're supposed to have them up on a lift or really high on jack stands, and I don't really have a way to do that. So I think I'm probably gonna have to come up with some other means of fuel system for this, because this obviously isn't permanent. It's sloshed all over, driving it in and out of there. It's not running perfect. It was backfiring and popping, which, hey, sitting for that long, I'll take that all day long. I don't know why it's revving up as high as it is. Maybe it's pushing fuel past the floats. Maybe something's off on my carburetor adjustments. I couldn't tell you. All I know is this was a win today, and I'm super thankful and super happy for it. Sometimes your greatest wins come with the greatest emotions too, and I'm having all kinds of them, because I just wish that the man I love so much could be here with me to have seen this moment, and I'm sure part of him did. You know, I'm sure he knows it. I just wish he was here. But I mean, a lot of you guys that watch the channel, you're older guys. You've lost a lot of those people you cared about too, so I'm sure you understand my sentiments. Tomorrow is not promised for anybody, and well, we sure did make a lot out of today, didn't we? So I guess that's the main thing, is you got to do with the time you got while you're here what you can do. So, but anyways, just remember that Jesus Christ is Lord. He died on the cross for your sins and mine, and took on that sin debt so that we may be able to have eternal life with him if we'll accept him as Lord and Savior, turn from our sinful ways, obey the commandments of the Lord. And I pray you guys come to know him so that you might have eternal life in heaven with my Uncle Larry and with me and many others. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Those of you that have been around the channel for a long time, you know exactly what it means to me. So appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. God bless you.